Hello and welcome back. Last time we set up a lubricant build, which I'm standing in the middle of now. It's not pretty, but it's mine, so it'll do. It still hasn't actually produced any lubricant because it's still warming. The pipes are still, low temperature here. We have low temperature here and here, here and here. It's all these pipes warming. So once the pipes are warming, it'll work. Once it works, we'll get bot frames. Once we've got bot frames, we'll be very happy. And I'll start thinking about building a suit. However, to build a suit, I need to make some crystals. And apparently we do this in a crystal grower. So let's put one of these down. It's going to build energy crystals. Okay, and it needs acid water to do that. Okay, and I'm not quite sure where you get acid water from. So let's start off by just putting down a skeleton, which we probably will decide is the wrong idea in a minute, but let's put down a skeleton anyway. It gives us a straw man to work from. Good. And I get the impression we might need quite a lot of crystals, so we will start off with a nice tight build. Okay. And we'll have a line here. Okay, I've just made 4 of these for now because I have no idea about rates or anything. So let's actually ask it the rates. Okay, so per minute, that is 16 per minute. That's not many, is it? Okay, so it looks like I probably want this to be quite full. Let's make another 4 of these crystal growers. I'm out of steel. Where's the nearest source of steel? It's up there. There we go. Okay, so we can have 4 of these again. Is it worth doing extras? I don't know. So these need a fluid input, which is acidic energy crystals and acidic water. This is the wrong recipe. Okay, what is the recipe we actually want? So this really does have the one recipe. So this is the duplication recipe. So I think we'll leave this build here because we are going to do the duplication recipe. We need the other recipe, which is energy crystal grown from sand, sulfuric acid and steam in a chemical plant. Okay, fine. So let's make some chemical plants. Okay, that's not chemical plants. That's refineries. I don't want to make refineries. Sorry about that. Chemical plants. Okay, so we'll do 8 of them for now. Alright, so this is going to make energy crystals. 2 fluids in. Is there any other? Yeah, 2 fluids in and sand. Alright. So let's grab that. Alright, so and these 4 together produce 1.6 crystals per minute and consume a vast amount of sulfur. Okay, so these together use over 3,000 sulfur, which is all the sulfuric acid, which is all of the sulfuric acid produced by a single sulfuric acid machine. And it still only produces 3.2 energy crystals per minute, which is not wonderful. Let's just double check here. So to make 1 frame, I require 1 energy crystal. Goodness me. It looks like energy crystals are a bit of a palaver then, doesn't it? However, we can double this. I don't see why we shouldn't. So can I make another 8 of those? That's fine. So they will get made in the background. We're going to need quite a lot of pipe, but we can paste it down for now. And I'm wondering... Yeah, I think I'm going to do it this way. We're a bit strapped for vertical space, so I'm going to do a double bar. The problem here may be... The problem here may be getting the sand in. Okay, so how much sand does this need? Oh, it produces sand as well. Okay, that's going to be entertaining. Let's take that back one. Turn off our bots, because we're going to end up doing a lot of picking up to put down. Good. Alright, so if they're putting down onto this belt, and then it all goes in here, but that would include sand, which we don't want. So I could have one of these coming out, which is filtered to sand. There. Okay, and then we do an in-out type thing. And then we need to top it up with a little bit of sand. Alright, so sand, I think we have a sand making contraption elsewhere. Yeah. So this makes sand. So let's build this and just have a look. Alright. So the rate of sand here is 240. This whole side is 32 sand to the negative. Okay, so it looks like sand, we just need a tiny bit to top the whole process up. Even one of these machines produces 120 sand, which is far, far more than we need. So if I take this away and this away and this away. Okay, all I need then is some mechanism to get sand which we make mixed in here. So if I input priority from the left and output filter for sand, good. So I think that's our whole sand production. Let's move that to there just for... Yeah, I like that. Okay, then I'm going to copy paste this. Good. And then let's take it and paste it in here. Is that correct? No, it's not. All of these should be straight pipe. Okay, now, next thing. I am not sure how much steam we are making. So let's ask it. How much steam do you require? 1,600. So that we'll need double that. And if we go off and find a steam engine, sorry, a boiler. So 1,600 steam is what we're aiming for. One of these produces 3,600. So a single steam engine is sufficient for all our steam. So let's put that here. And then this can be tied in there to the steam. We can have a water input, and let's make this petroleum to keep balanced across all the various calorific fluids. We can swap it to something else later. Alright, so this is water. Again, we maybe want to move this whole module somewhere next to water to avoid trucking it in. Actually, we probably do want to move it. I'm just wondering where, though. Let's have a quick look on the map. That's not really viable. This isn't really viable here. I can move it. I'd like to put it here. Okay, let's see if we can. Alright, so if I was to pull up this mining drill, this iron ore is covered by that. No, it's not going to work, is it? We're still waiting for this to mine out. Okay. If I move it over one, there. Okay, I think that's the plan. In the meantime, I'm going to craft some more pipe. Good, and then the thing I'm not sure about now is sulfur. So I need a couple of... Whoops, again, I'm making a refinery instead of a... Okay. So if I have a single sulfur from water and petroleum, or from acidic water, yeah, from water and petroleum. Okay, so it looks like this arrangement here, I think we actually want water and petroleum pipes, so I'll rethink this. So let's consider building this here. Or maybe on the other side, I'm not sure. Okay, I think I'm being a bit premature. I need one steam boiler, which is going to take water and petroleum. The water actually passes through this, so this can be water. Good. And then I could bring the petroleum in somewhere else. Okay, and then for this to work... Sorry, sulfuric acid I need, not sulfur. Have I been looking at the wrong thing? Yeah. Okay, so I think I need 2 of these. Can't make any more of these because I don't have any stone. Do we have any? Okay, let's go quickly and see if I can find some stone somewhere. Oh, all the way around the factory. Okay, there we go. That's what we needed. I need some crushers, but I have plenty of those. So, how many crushers do I need to crush iron to make the sulfuric acid? We're just starting to get to that point where a sulfuric acid module would make sense. Okay, so let's set this up for making iron. Okay, that's exactly the right number of crushers. So we could do it like this with that kind of feed through. Then these require an input of sulfur, but their output is sulfuric acid, which happens to be this material here. Okay. If I took that back one and that back one, then these pipes will line up. And we can underground through here. That doesn't fit. We're a tile short for feeding the iron ingots through. Okay. So if we had two inputs here, we have iron ingots and sulfur as the two things. So where are they? Sulfur, iron ingots. Okay. So I wonder, can we do something like that fits, doesn't it? Okay, then what are those? It doesn't quite fit, so I would need to sideload something somewhere to make this. Yeah, that doesn't really quite work, does it? Oh, so much for that nice idea. Alright. So instead, good. Then we can do 3 inputs, all of which need to have their ins adjusted. Alright, so this steam output needs to be routed through to there. The sulfuric acid already routes through. The sand is dealt with. Okay, so then I need to join the steams across the 2 halves of the build, and then join the sulfuric acid across the 2 halves of the build, and then build. And if we are blessed, we will have crystals. Okay, I need a boiler, a fluid boiler. I just want to double check we've got the inputs correct before I start summoning inputs from the ether. How are we doing for pipe? Nowhere near. Let's grab some iron and handcraft some more. Okay. What's left to build here? So I'm using a deconstruction planner with ghosts chosen as the target. That'll do. Alright, so we've got sand. What we haven't got is power anywhere. And this has no input fluid. Okay. Alright, let's move that over. Move that over. We will put down a petroleum here. Okay, and then we'll notch that across. Good. Put 5 of those in. 5 of those in. Okay, so what's next? We have a bit of a problem here with this inserter for the top. Can we move the whole build? We probably could. I am just going to cheat. Okay. It is not pretty, but it will do. All right. Okay, and we'll do the usual thing with the ins and outs, except for that top where I made a mistake, but can't be bothered to move the build because I don't have bots yet. Okay, so that's that. Then we need to power this all up. Good. Then we need to power up this side as well. Good, and then we need to join the power across. Alright, so we're picking up sand. We have a delivery of sulfur, which is good. We have a delivery of ingots. Okay, I think we need more of these dudes. So we have some sulfuric acid being made. Yep. This has some sulfuric acid. It doesn't have sand. What's going on here? Has it just not got round to collecting any? Yeah, it just hasn't got round to collecting any. So this has sand, some steam, some sulfuric acid. Ooh, something's crafting. Is this working? Indeed it is. This is working. Brilliant. So what is the issue here? We don't have the sulfur. Alright, so let's run down, tidy this up a bit. Okay, let's run down to where our sulfur is being made and see if we can figure out what's wrong. Oh, in the meantime, before I forget, this is all cherry now, and this at least is lubricant coloured. Okay, so this is waiting on heavy oil. It's still getting up to temperature. Okay, so it's still a temperature issue. So I'm beginning to wonder if the estimated temperature lied to me. Oh, the sulfur's full now. So I think maybe it was just a buffering thing. How are we doing? So this has produced some crystals. Some crystals have gone in here. Those crystals are getting eaten. This has 2 of the crystals it needs and 0 batteries, because our battery build still does not work. What is wrong with this battery build? Okay, we've got plenty of sulfuric acid. This has batteries. It has ceramic. It needs crushed iron and crushed copper. Crushed iron. So that's crushed copper, crushed iron. This needs... No, that's fine. So this just didn't output. Okay, so that's the wrong recipe there. No, it's not, because this is iron for the sulfuric acid. So the issue is that these arms are in the wrong place. I'm glad I checked that. Okay, so we are now making batteries. Let's watch a truck come collect them. Good. So, batteries should mean that this is now making. It does. And this is making. This whole bit of a mess of a build is functioning. So let's see how horrifically out of kilter these are. This whole module would produce 6.4 crystals. Alright. This here consumes 18. So, yeah, this is just never going to keep up, is it? But we do have robot frames. All 3 of them. So I'm calling that a result. We have done a thing. Alright. So this is the other process for making crystals. It requires crystals as an input and acidic water. And this makes 32 per minute, which is a lot better than the 6 something. Okay, so I think we're going to have a bootstrapping thing going on. Can we fit even more of these in? We can. So I think next time we're going to look at this loop and see about how we can bootstrap that from this. And I'm even going to move it over so that it's more obviously next to the other one. I'll move that off camera, I guess. I'm not sure it's even placed correctly. No, it's not. But anyway, we will have a look at this probably next time to see what needs to be done to set up this loop, because this primary process for making crystals clearly is not going to keep up with any of our needs, whereas I think this produces 32, this consumes 18. So this does more than that. Yeah, I think that's it. So let's look at our tasks, to-dos. Remove legacy bus is in process. Patch mining, crystals, batteries we can tick off, advanced circuits we can tick off, robot frames we can tick off. So crystals, add new, crystal amplification. Okay, the patch mining, that's set up, but it needs the drilling fluid. So we need to add a task for drilling fluid. There we go. And then I'm coming around to the idea that perhaps we want a sulfuric acid module, although at the moment it's still been small amounts of sulfuric acid everywhere, so I'm not quite sure. Anyway, that's roughly where we're up to. It was a relatively short one today, but I hope that's all right. There's no point starting a second task at this time. So let's have a look at the map. All right, so we haven't put down a marker. The build isn't done until it shows on the map. from there to there. We will put down a marker. Where will we put down a marker? Here. And this is crystals. Energy crystals are where? Good. Well, I'm pretty pleased with that. Yeah, we have plans for next time. So, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and tell your friends if you haven't already. And I'll see you again very soon when we will do yet more exotic industries. Goodbye.